Sasa the other time I couldn't see your request, I kuji or something na unasema pa.
Issue was niliingia na sikuwa nimechange account, so we were like
Well, that's the issue now. So anyway, yeah, let it be.
This two other.
I honestly didn't even see the reason for it, but ni sawa juu hii show ya saa tu tuta scrap off
Ni muhimu tu.
Sawa. Let me so we can still
so
continue.
Scraps si basi ni change channel.
No, there is no issue. We can continue. Okay, let me create the I see there are three guys in it. I see there are three guys in it. We bro, mbona sikupati? Umesimama tena pande. Yeah,
I think iko sawa.
For now.
We are live. We are live.
Yeah. So anyway, let's chat tuone hii game iko aje. So anyway, as we all know, there were some games which were played yesterday. Hey. Sofapaka. By the way, my fans, I would love to know Sofapaka fans. Naweza taka commit one of them. Sofapaka as poor as Shabana this season. But at least Shabana are not, but walipigwa 4-0 the other time. So
nadhani for nakusikia for I told you about Sofapaka going through transition na pia it's been coming, you know. You can't cheat this system for so long. It will catch up with you at some point, and I think hapo ndio Sofapaka wamejipata. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time na awezi, if they continue this way, you can be sure of the end result. End result ni moja.
Relegation.
And it's always very dangerous because I think Sofapaka flirted with this relegation thing for some time. Ukiangalia they wamekuwa wakifanya vitu zao, man, they have been literally hanging on. Unaweza ona one season after the other. There's just that survival. It's becoming like a survival, toying with a very dangerous thing. Now it all boils down to money. Nadhani what Sofapaka lack is money. Pesa ndio issue saizi. If there is money, sidhani they will struggle like this. They are just going through a rough time because that's the challenge of teams that are owned by one individual and there's no strong financial backing, especially from corporates to support. And I think ever since they lost the Betika sponsorship, they've been very shaky. For a while, I think the Betika sponsorship was very good to them. So they lost good players. You see, like Ambrose, who went to Kakamega Homeboys they lost him early this year. In the second leg, they were surviving, literally. Then they've also lost, when you lose somebody like Kinesie, not Asieche over time, those were good players for that team. And for sure, for now,
Asieche bado wako nini? Homeboys, ama?
Asieche, Eli Asieche, when he left, then Amanda. So, and then when he left, I think he joined Homeboys at some stage. And that has been a very dangerous way of doing things. So, Nadhani, they had a very good young guy. That's Ben Stanley. I don't know if Ben Stanley is still there. But if he's still there, then it's going to be a big struggle. They can't keep him in that environment. He will leave because he's one of the brightest prospects. Ben Stanley alienda Sharks someone. So you see now, you have a club that is in panic mode. They had some good players. I think Abuko joined Sofapaka, but there's no stability. So Akwana has this time cut out his work. If they manage to bag 8 wins this season, watakuwa wamefanya kazi mzuri sana. because the survival points you need in the league is around 32, 33 points. That means you need to win around 8 matches normally, around 7 or so matches, and then you draw quite a number. But now it would be better for them if they had been drawing. But they are being hammered mercilessly.
Yeah.
And I think the stats are not friendly on them. The stats are very harsh. Nikiangalia hapa, let me just open up our statistics box here. You look at the losses Sofapaka has. Already
They
you have 8 losses.
yes.
That is relegation material.
Um,
8
that is really
losses out of already the 11 matches you
10
played.
in okay, yeah,
Dangerous
11 for them.
figures.
11 for them.
Mm. So we
Now
can be
venye
sure they will
bwana
lose at least 12. They lose at least 15 matches at this rate.
at least hata ni kidogo bro. At this point we are in game week 11. They have lost eight games. That is way over 70% of their games. That is a lot of
So,
games.
if it was a case of win loss, it's a good survival tactic. You don't go for draws. It's either you're winning or you're losing.
Yes.
But clearly, you look at them, see at wako so far. These guys are 1 point behind Kina Leopards, who've only lost 4 matches and drawn the rest. So, but it's when you're prone to losing in terms of conceding, they've conceded the highest number of goals, 19 so far in the league. The only other team with a worse defensive record than them is City Stars with 18, Moroni with 13. So, and then Shabana with 14. Now those candidates. By the way, I noticed one thing in the league: if you concede too many goals, it puts you in a very dangerous position, and you can see a lot of teams are very shaky. Right from Kariobangi Sharks down, there's no the team. We are not having enough goals. Actually, just look at from Police downwards on the log. From the 9th
Yeah.
team to the 18th team, all these teams are shaky. It's like 2 wins for one team can drop anybody else in any position. So it's going to be quite an interesting season. But I think for Sofapaka, they want to hang on until mid-season and see what they can do, because for now I think the motivation is not there in that team, and it's going to be a very tough moment for them. So if they lose another 4 matches or 3 matches before mid-season, it's panic time. It doesn't matter how much grinding you do after that. It just sets you to be candidates for losing.
So what next? What's next for them? Because at this point they are losing, bro. 8 games is a lot of games, and we are hardly into the half of this. Okay, we are like hatujafika hata half season na msha lose 8 games.
Actually, that's only make sure. If you look at the table, it's deceiving. In that, so far we're judging them harshly. Ulinzi Stars has lost 6 matches, but they're in 10th position. Wanashindia Sofapaka only 6 points. It's just about putting together a run of 1, 2 wins, and you shift your positions. Moron Youth has already lost 5. They are just 1 point ahead of Sofapaka. Leopards has lost 4, only 4 points. So the more you draw, the more it makes it easier for other teams to survive. So the key danger is how many goals are you shipping in? Because with a goal difference of
2 per game.
-12, your
2 per
sasa
game.
inaanza kuwa problem. If at this rate you've shipped in 19 goals out of 11 matches and you're being put to the sword back to back,
Yeah.
that's 8 goals shipped in 2 matches. And I don't think that form is going to change. Maybe after international break, but I just foresee this side conceding more. And the highest number of goals conceded in a season was by which team? It's around 60 something goals by, was it Viga or something that went down?
Oh yeah.
They were really hammered.
Tana Viga.
It was
Viga.
Viga United, not even Bullets. Viga United, they conceded the most goals ever in a
But at
season.
least the positive for Kakamega Homeboys, at least for their fans, it was good for them. Unajua pia Kakamega Homeboys, I feel Kakamega Homeboys have one. See, I wouldn't say they are consistent, but they won the previous game. Then they wakapiga Sofapaka, walipiga nini 2-0 Moroni enye nani alikuwa
Yes.
anajitocha. So for them isipokuwa tu venye walianza season, they started the season with a loss, but they have tried to steady the ship. They are losing, but they are winning the next 2 or 1 game, then a few draws here and there. For a team in their level, I'd say if I was a fan at this point, naweza kuwa at least naona Kenya wana try kudu, considering like they started the season late with the other players. Remember, they had other engagements at the beginning of the season when they were going to play. Was it the cup?
Yeah, the
Yes.
CAF
Yes, so
Confederation Cup.
nafeel kama wameanza kushika momentum, and then again when you look at that game, to have scored 5 goals and your main man was not even part of the goals means that the rest of the team can also pick up the slack of scoring goals. Isipokuwa Shihanda, I see him a few times in the score line. I think before yesterday alikuwa na brace, ndio. Before that, he had scored at least other 2 goals. I think he probably has.
Eshanda is a defender, for your information. He's the highest scoring defender in the country now. He's one of the defenders that I've been talking about so much. 11 goals in 4 seasons so far, and I think this season his form is good. From the look of things, I don't know. His contract was just coming to an end. I'm not sure if he's renewed it. But you know, when you have such a defender who is banging in goals, then you are looking at an asset
True.
on the table, but
True.
who you wouldn't want to lose. He's a leader, and definitely the good things that you want to expect out of him. So I'm seeing Shianda being a major force. And just looking at Homeboys, they're 3 points off the top of the log. Each season, you can see it's a crazy season. If say Costa loses today, Gor Mahia draws, then these guys have a bigger chance when they win the next match. They have a very nice goal difference. They'll go into third, something. And once you're at the top with the rest, it's just a matter of 1 win and you're in. So the momentum is in for them. I think they are looking at the next matches that are coming in. They will be facing, I think, Leopards sometime. Leopards are limping. They are not able to score goals. They're still struggling with this goal issue. You know, so they're really happy to be in such a position to meet them when they're down. And if that works to their advantage, I know those kind of games have had goals. So you could be looking at quite a number of goals here and a better. But Homeboys are doing well. You look at the momentum. They're the only team that you can see might, because of the experience and the past few years, they might be in the fight for longer than the ones at the top currently, because we are not sure of Posta Rangers. It's been a while. They're just trying to get their footing back in the league from promotion. They're barely back, just a few days back. A few years, it's a season or 3 down the line. But you see, Homeboys has challenged for this title 2 seasons ago. Last year, they did not have a bad season. They won a cup. So for them to go one better this season clearly would be an advantage to them. And another team that you could watch out for is KCB, because now they're creating a DNA of competing. They've been, in the last 2 seasons, they've been in the top 4. So they would want to be there again. And you also don't want to,
5 points off the top. Those are
5 points off the top.
Those are manageable.
It's a very close call. And if they win today, this weekend, then you're seeing them cutting the lead at the top to 2 points or 3, depending on how the result for Posta Rangers goes, because
And of course,
I believe there's nothing cast in stone. So this is going to be a very open league table. I'm sure you've watched, you saw there's a Bundesliga title sometime back that the league was so open, any team could easily go down. That season, Dortmund survived. It was a seesaw on the whole log table. It's just that one team had opened a big gap, but the rest, you win one game, you're in. And this kind of league is a very competitive league, and I just feel we need more people watching it and having fun. Definitely.
yeah, actually, when you look at the points difference from all the way down there where Sofapaka wanachimba gold, they are on 7 points currently. Na number one
Yes.
akona 21 points. So that means that is 14. That's around 14 points off the top. 14 points. That's like 4 wins on the trot. And considering how in our league is, you rarely see people go winning 3-4 games on the trot. So there will be up and downs. For example, na teams ziko hapo juu, and today definitely the top 3, one team is bound to lose position, at least, at the very least, because Muranga and Gor are playing each other. So it's not like they will all win. One of them has to lose points, or both of them, depending on the scoreline or the results. So say game ya Gor itoke draw. They are both currently on 20 points. So they work itoka draw. In a Homeboys have cut down 2 points from what they had the previous day, the previous game week. So
Mhm.
I feel the rest, yes, the rest is bado ni ndogo, but I feel pressure iko tayari. Kama leo Gor na Muranga feel a lot of pressure, knowing very well they are playing each other. One of us will lose points if and when, for example, tuseme Posta washinde. You see the pressure now, the onus of the pressure is on Gor most likely, because even at Muranga, whatever happens today, Muranga can still feel proud of themselves. No one expected them to be this up high at this point of the season, but they are. To them, I don't
Yeah,
think they will go to the game with the pressure that Gor would feel today.
actually, statistically, you look at the home table for this season, you'll be shocked that Talanta FC have the best home record. They've won 3
Yeah.
matches, drawn 3. They have not lost any match at home.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by Muranga Seals, who have won 4 games but lost 1. Bandari have won 4 games, lost 2. And then Posta Rangers. Now, Gor Mahia don't have a very excellent home record. They have won 1 match, drawn 4 but lost none. So this is a match that points most likely to a draw, but we need to point away to the away form. So away, Gor Mahia has won 4 games, drawn 1, and lost none. Still, of course, the only unbeaten team. KCB has won 3, drawn 2, and lost 1. But Muranga Seals have won 2, drawn 2, and lost 1. So for Gor, their home record is not so excellent. They're meeting a team that is also very good on the road, that knows how to pack defend. They have very mature players, and so God has to be worried about dropping points. Muranga Seals are going to come into this game to enjoy the match. A draw
Yeah.
is a win for them.
Yes.
A draw is a win for them. And should Gor concede fast, then they'll have to do much to break down Muranga, and probably that is what will cause a draw. But should they score fast, then they have a better chance of beating Muranga. But looking at the way they played against Police, you can see that teams can decide to flood the midfield and lock out Gor Mahia. So if you take out Austin, he's not able to move, you lock out Mugisha, you can see that you can be in the match for some time. And so, because you know that Omala is not going to beat 10 people with the ball, he's a person who runs in space. He'll not be the guy who will take on guys himself. So it's a very close match. It's a top of the table match, and a draw is only the one that you can look at this kind of result, because in terms of goals, in that form, Muranga scored 3 and conceded 2. while Gor at home have, with the not so good form, they've scored 6 and conceded 3, meaning they can concede. And if with that goal difference of 3 and the other guys also are good, it's a very tight match. You cannot just say this one will whitewash the other. There's nothing like a whitewash here. It's a match that is evenly balanced. A team that is new wants to prove a point. A team that is solid, understands what it means to go to the league and win it, will not also want to spoil the day. So, very tight match tactfully. We have good coaches on both sides, definitely.
I have heard you alluding to Gor always concedes, but you should also remember that Gor have the tightest defense in the league. They've only conceded 4 goals. That also counts.
Of which 3 of them were considered at home.
Yes.
Of which 3 of the goals have come when they're at home.
Yes.
So that is 80% or 90% of the goals you've conceded, or 75, are when you're at home. That is what I mean. So it's easy. The other team can come believing that, wait a minute, we can score. We can get in and score.
So your final prediction for the game?
Close match. Close match. I would have gone for a 1-0 win for either team, but I just feel a draw might carry the day. A draw might carry the day because it's a top of the table clash. We're looking at a team that has good record on the road. If they don't, but because I think what really has helped Moranga sales is the fact that they played the last match at home against pressure. There were fans. They were playing against a seasoned team like Tusker, teams that know how to grind in such situations, but unfortunately were beaten. And that support will still, I think, will also be there in the stadium. There'll be quite a crowd that will follow them. So they've had the same pressure they went to play against Shabana. Already by now, they've got used to the numbers. They've got used to the crowds, and so even as they lost, there was that match they lost last season against Leopards in the cup competition. They are now ready to handle the pressure. Yes, exactly. So it's a close match. A draw for me. A draw for me. Probably a 1-1 draw. If considering Muranga going fast, or a very close 0-0 draw with missed chances, and it would be a shame to see Gor not scoring in another match once again.
There's something, kuna kitu nimeona. I have seen the unveiling of the bus. I like the idea. I won't go into the politics of it, but do you feel that the events for the unveiling your concert in quotes would put more pressure on Gor to try and win this game, and might actually work against them? Because last season when they were playing FC, I understand FC is a different fixture, and of course emotions are always way up. But last season when they are playing FC, and it was at a crucial point of the season where they needed 3 points, but we saw the pressure. We saw Gor succumbing to that pressure. Do you think easy events may happen? Saya Subui leading to that game can put more pressure on Gor, and do you think they will either handle it okay as the champions they are, or they would succumb to it? Because it's not the first time we see Gor succumbing to pressure. Because in such days where their fans expect them to win rahisi o kitu kaa hiyo, unajua, alafu imekuwa na build up ingine ya kujichocha.
Yeah, this kind of bonanzas are what we want to do. We want fans to attend matches, go in there hard. Of course, wakijua like it's a day for entertainment. So they started off the day very well. A lot of positive razzmatazz. We've seen the launch of the bus. Hype. Politics aside, it's a good thing. I'm happy to see Gor Mahia finally have a means of transport that is quality, that befits their name. They've been surviving in matatus and very low quality kind of assets.
circles.
Yeah. No, it's wrong. It's wrong that such a team has waited for so long for such a donation, whether it's from fans or the club itself. This has taken too long, and I think what they did was they took it for granted when Leopards went for this project in 2010, 2011, and bought the team. The fans bought the team a bus, fundraised for a bus. Gore instead saw it as a waste of resources, flamboyance. Then they went for a smaller unit. Of course, trophies aside and everything aside, we just feel, as we always say, Kamama fans, we want our players to have the quality environment.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, these are the people we want to go watch. We want them to see that they are working out out of a unit that brings value to the league. As we are looking forward to AFCON huku mbele, hizi basi ndio zinaweza tumika instead of wasting other resources. You never know. So it's just good that we get them, and I'm happy for them. There's no vendetta. Every politics aside, I'm just happy for the players. I'm happy for them as fans. They have something now to take photos with, boast around, and it adds the flair to what is existing currently.
And it makes God a proper team, bro. There's no way you can call yourself a proper team and you don't have a bus.
But
These are small improvements. Nipoa, we can actually commend them for the improvement. That bus is in a fiti sana. You need bus fiti sana. Whether it is the Owalo Foundation bus or whatever, because you can't miss that name on that bus. So anyway, for me, it is what it is, bro. It is a foundation bus. But for me, pertaining the game, I would have loved if Muranga Seals wins this game. Nataka tu kuona tu venye mafans wa Gor wata nini. Unajua wameshindwa kijichocha, alafu consider their day has started so well with the bus unveiling and all that. I just want Muranga Seals to come and crash the party for the sake of the mbwembwe, all that.
But you want to be the killjoy, man. You need to wish. You need to make a wish for them.
Busting their bubble. So leo hata sijui ndakana watu wa Muranga Seals.
I think kukana watu wa Muranga Seals, I know your agenda. Anyway, looking at the police game, police versus Ulinzi Stars.
Yes, the versus derby. I am happy I am happy they lost. Ulinzi pia wanajichochanga sana. But the manner that they lost the game is worrying, considering they came off they had lost the 2 previous games, Indio?
Yes. Lost the previous game, not the 2 previous. This was the second. They had won 2 matches and lost. They lost narrowly to Bidco. 10-man Bidco.
Yes. So in that game, I am happy police won. Kahata. I felt he rolled back the years. It was a well taken goal for me, that is. But beyond that, Ulinzi still have a lot of things to do. Modo, sijui what is
Ulinzi okay. Ulinzi okay. Let's say it's a season they don't have pressure to win the league. They just want to stabilize the team because of a lot of issues. The issue with Ulinzi is on the scoring part, just like other teams are struggling to score. As you realize, you know, statistics are very funny. Ulinzi has scored 9 goals, conceded 9.
Yes.
Now, your favorite team, Kariobangi Sharks, has scored only 6 goals.
What do you mean?
Now, you are laughing at Leopards, who has scored 6. The difference is on the conceding. This season, we are seeing very few goals somehow. If Labdu Kikutwa, because I think Moronuth has scored the least goals, 4, followed by Sharks, Tusker, Nzoia, and Kariobangi Sharks. It's a big problem this season. The goals are not coming in.
Hey, Homeboys have shoot up, but I think it's because of the 5-0 they won yesterday.
Yeah, they got three. They got the three. Was it 3-0 last week? Then scored
Mm.
2-0 last
Yes.
week. Then this one, and that's what has made the difference. But Homeboys are generally usually a high scoring team
Mm.
across the years. They are usually, when they get a good match, they can bang in the goals, but then they can equally concede. So when this is a challenge with that kind of style of play, you find when you can score more. But the team that seems to be on the right track in terms of solidity, and I'll be honest, I vouched for Ken Kenyatta at one point to be appointed as a Leopards coach if we were going for a local coach.
But is that the
I'll say
case?
it. I'll
Is
say
that the
it,
case?
man. I was of the opinion if you're going for somebody local, he was the right fit at the point because you knew he can be available and he has the experience, a bit experienced compared to the other coaches who you could look at. For instance, if you were to look at Muluya, slightly the pressure, I think probably not ready with the connections at the with the team connections to the system.
Mm.
I don't think he would leave. He's at the national team. And then you would look at a coach like I have admiration for Julia, but I think he still has a year or two or three in his stint to maybe take a team. Then that's it. Muyoti has already been at the Den. We wouldn't bring him under pressure because he needed to stabilize. So if I were to look at a coach we would take, in my mind I thought of Kenyatta. Discipline wise, his style of we would probably be having a different team as of now. I can be sure of that.
So what are your chances today versus Boston?
Why I was saying Talanta, why I was speaking of Kenyatta is you can see his broad discipline. He
In the
scored 15 goals now in 11 matches. He's on 18 points. We are not really paying attention to him. He has very exciting wingers in December Kisaka. His team plays as a unit. There are
Mhm.
very little team in the second half.
Yeah.
Somehow Kenyatta has, whenever he is coming back for second half, he always has some renewed energy in the side. And so second half, you can be sure that you have a very strong Talanta that will take you on. Now, Saizi, you can see it's bearing fruits for them. I don't think Talanta are going to be pushovers now. They've only lost once, drawn 6, and they'll take this form up to the end of first leg. So expect them to get more points. They started off well with a draw against Leopards, and they've put on that shift. I feel Talanta will put in more energy, and I see them finishing with around if they'll do another 2 or 3 wins out of the remaining 7 games and take themselves to almost 27 points.
And they also
That is going to be good numbers
keeping
for
clean sheets. Importantly, keeping clean sheets.
yes,
The previous game pia
yes.
ilikuwa clean, wakipigana
So
3-0.
yes. So realistically, if you are to go by what you call statistics on teams that can challenge based on the number of losses that are already there, and
Yeah.
you could put them on the table. But see, even teams like Police are not completely out of the equation. All they need is to put in consistent wins, put in a few wins. You look at what Talanta has done. Talanta has not lost a match in the last 5 matches. 3 wins, 2 draws, and that definitely gives them their next match is against Bandari away. Bandari also are on a good form. Bandari have also Bandari are good at home. Yes, they've had 2 back-to-back matches, but they'll have an away match against Sharks, and that will be a big call to Sharks because Sharks have not really taken advantage of their home games. They've had 2 away matches. They won, but they have a good home record, though they lost, they drew. So I feel Sharks are going to win this game just to throw a spanner in the works. That puts pressure on Bandari, who will be hosting Talanta. It's going to be an exciting match. I just think we are missing to really dissect this league in the sweetness it desires. But the battle here in the league is exciting.
Yes, it is. It is. It is. You look at the far end of the table at the top. and at below. Ukiangalia hizo teams, 4 teams pale juu na hapa chini hawajachana na points mingi. Hawajachana na points. So yes, the competition is really, really there. Even for goals, for Dini. Like if you noticed yesterday, all home teams won and they kept clean sheets. And they won comfortably. See at 1-0 nini, Police wakapiga their Patriots 2-0 clean. Talanta, yes, they were
So you're saying, so unasema this is a home team weekend.
Inakaa. Najua unafurahi sana because FC is playing home to Posta. Najua unafurahi.
I think.
But
No, but
yes. Just
no?
maliza tu.
Yeah. You look at the matches we have, man. We have good matches. Karabishan Sharks, Bandari. It's good football. KCB versus Bidco. Well, that's some good match that you have there, because these are teams that are just next to each other on the log. KCB drew the last match, recovered from the humiliating loss against Sofapaka, and Bidco are on a streak. 3 wins out of the last 5, 2 draws, and they have not been pushovers. They beat Bandari. They drew again with Muranga Sales. That was away. They drew with Gor Mahia. They beat Moron Youth and beat Ulinzi Stars. So
yeah,
they'll be psyched up against KCB.
Okay.
Looking, it's going to be a nice matchup, this one.
Prediction in that game?
Going by my guts, KCB have a very bad defense currently, and I think as much as they recovered to draw against Posta Rangers,
yeah,
it's a back-to-back away match in quotes. They're just within the city, but it's more of a win for Bidco. I just think this is their time to shine. I see a 1-0 win for Bidco, or probably a 2-1. I think KCB are just a bit vulnerable, and with Bidco packing and hitting on the counter, they cherish such good matches, and they have turned up against big teams. Bidco win.
Bidco win.
Yeah.
I will go for a 1-1 draw. I feel it will be a very tight game. It will be a very low scoring game. KCB will Bidco rather. Bidco, as you just said, Bidco ni team. They're not adventurous. I don't think they're an adventurous team. So they will be looking to counter KCB. And then when you look at KCB also, the way they set up, see team ya, it's not a team ya ku flood with nini waves of attack and all that. So for me, I feel it will be a very low scoring game. Might even be 1-1 or 1-0. Bidco will probably sneak in a 1-0 win. Otherwise, it is a draw for me. The Kariobangi Sharks one, Bandari na feel kuna venye Bandari wakikuja Nairobi ama wakiwa away from Mombasa na feel sijui, I'm not a scientist, but sijui ni weather inawalemea ama ni nini, they are not wakianza game they are not fully into the game hadi ishe, hewa inawakatikia huko ikiingia upande ingine. So if Sharks wakiwachezea hiyo game yao ya kupanga waleweshe, they might win 1-0. But the thing is, if Sharks play and they are careless with possession, akina Abdalla, akina nani wanaweza wafanya mbaya sana huko. So for me naona Sharks wakishinda hiyo game 2-1 for Sharks, 1-0 for Bidco. Leopards Rangers, bro, mi siwatambui hapa, tu naenda na feelings. A 2-0.
I think
2-0 win
for the Sharks match, correct score prediction 1-0 Sharks in favor of Sharks. That is for me, because I feel that is the okay. Bandar will come with very negative play and then probably concede late on. So, and with Sharks are not scoring out of goals, so if they can nick in one up to the end, that will be it. So 1-0. You asked about Posta Rangers Leopards.
Yes. Before you continue, Anto Obondo is saying, Bidco has scored like two, has scored at least 5 goals off in their last 2 or so games. In their last 2 or so games, they have scored at least 5 goals. So yes, Bidco has goals. That is that you and I, we want to take that away from them. I just feel this game will be a little bit cagey because KCB coming off the back the previous game, they won't want to go there and impose themselves. So they will be a bit cautious. And of course, Bidco game yao ni cautious. They are very cautious. They're not an adventurous team. So for me, I feel it will be a very low scoring game. But I understand what Anto is trying to allude. And yes, scoring goals for Bidco is not an issue. It is not. But we will have to wait and see. So umesema Sharks win, si ndio? Umeavoid game yenyu kwa nini?
Sharks win. Sija avoid game yetu. I just think Leopards will win this one. They'll fumble through, but I think they'll 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 probably turn up. You see, if we look at no, we were with you at the derby.
Yes.
What you saw was a team that gave their best but lacked the sharpness up front, which they're struggling with. But I just feel now your favorite player Mune is back. I think he's getting in the groove. We have, I think Mieso, there is more now being demanded from them. We have a few knocks in the team, so there'll be a changed lineup. I think I'd given people a sneak lineup of this online. Maybe so it's going to be a surprise team. It's not the team that played against Gore. It's not the team that plays in the last match. There'll be a bit of changes completely in the starting team, and that's going to be competitive. The idea is to ensure that you deny Posta Rangers that room to make movements. They are very good in transition, very fast. So is to close them down and probably have slightly a high line defense so that you don't put yourself. But they are very good guys on the wings, especially on the right wing. Um, it's their strongest side on the pitch rather than the left. So basically, the left sided defender has to be very much alert, and that's the day when guys turn up. So close match, 2-1 FC Leopards win for this one.
I heard you talking about Highline. Do you you want to play Highline versus the team that has scored a lot of the most among the most goals in the league? Do you really think you can play a Highline with such a team? Watawafanya mbaya.
The highline is not in the way you want to see that mkoko mbali sana. It's likely don't be too deep. We just try to maintain when you can push for a good highline to reduce the space for them, because if you give them so much space to operate, that is when they're dangerous, and that's what Post have been doing. Yes, they've scored 14 goals, but they're not the team with the most goals.
No,
Kakamega
among,
Homeboys and Talanta are more
among,
lethal. What you can say is that in the last they have a tight defense, but then we are seeing that they have a tight defense, and remember this match is about getting a team that is wounded that wants to get itself back. Now you don't know what Leopards is playing. It's not like the awesome time when you are sure Leopards will do a lot of build up.
yeah.
Watapanga ball, as in they'll be very casual, move around the ball, caress it, Rudy Numa, that kind of game. With this team, currently, because they're chasing to get into comfortable state, maybe another win, then they can start implementing something. They're a team that will not give you a definite style of play. They'll keep shifting strategies on the pitch. Awesome's had one style of play. I'll move it like this. That's my style. We close, we go high, we don't go deep. Just ensure that you put the other team under pressure to move around. Even if the team is throwing so much of the ball behind you, they don't have enough gas to keep running around the whole game. And that's why you found some teams were not able to really, if they missed to take the chances, they were not able to continue that style of play of hunting down Leopards. This Leopards side has considered, like the last match that is making the scoreline look very bogus in terms of goals conceded, was a case of communication, and I hope the goalkeeping unit has improved on
Katasi,
this.
what are you
So
Katasi and the defense? That was a very for me that was a very amateur mistake.
it's lack of leadership at the back, lack of leadership, and Lopez needs to sign another defender, a defender who can give leadership. I feel the current defenders don't want to take, they don't want to take responsibility. Casey has been in the team for this is the third season. Take leadership, be in charge. Don't go for the showboating, upigiwa makofi because umepiga chenga. Stand up, be seen that you are doing the right thing. See ati because mi nimepiga chenga, nimepeana pass mzuri, that is the end of the day. No, organize the rest of the team. Otherwise, we only have one lead on the pitch in terms of Oundo. And when he's completely hunched back, kumekuwa kubaya, the rest of the guys disappear on the pitch. And that kind of attitude is the most disgusting that we see, especially when the team concedes a goal. There's no fighting spirit, there's disorganization, disorientation, and the players even don't want to be on the pitch. And you wonder why they chose to sign for this club.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. For that
But
is
then one thing for sure is, should Leopards be beaten and humiliated by Poster, then there'll be pressure on Trucha.
yeah.
You're laughing because the thing is, I was looking at the statistics, and clearly Trucha in this he had 100% win record before he left Leopards, but now it's slowly turned down
How
to
many?
less than.
Wacha na hii
He only
100
he won one match. Now
alafu
it's going to be dangerous because at 30% win rate, you join the likes of that becomes like given the record that Akwana had. It goes back to the worst records that you've had before of other like Tom Olaba who was there for 5 matches. The pressure in this team will not allow to say that this coach is going to be there for long. The fans will demand change. So Minadani, after this match, there has to be order, and I think Trucha will have only 2 other matches for fans to see what he's trying to do. And if the rumors are true that he's looking for a defender from Ghana, when we have Eshihanda, when we have Ken Owino around, that is enough reason to start thinking of who will replace him, because the problem is scoring goals, it's not defending. And that's where the biggest challenge is. He should be talking about strengthening the team in terms of attack and not signing Ghanaian defenders. That's a lot of already that's losing the plot. If the rumors are true, that's already a coach who is losing it, and these players can put you under the bus. They'll throw you under the bus when they know that you intend to punish them instead of helping them out. And I'm sure by now, if today's game will not have clear strategy, the players will lose faith in him. They don't know what to expect, because players knew what to expect out of Osems. They enjoyed what you're saying. They knew I can be trusted upon from the bench. But this team, at the moment, is playing like a team that has individuals rather than a team. Everybody wants to do what they want. They'll kick the ball at. There's no order and there's no leadership on that pitch. So a win for them is a sloppy win that can make the coach buy times. But if Poster can put them to the sword, then you'll expect a lot of chance of so and so must go at the end of that match.
I hope they do. We have 2 other games that we haven't talked today. Shabana Nzoia and then Tusker Nairobi Stars. So to Shabana wamepea interim coach hapo. Any do you think it will have any positives? Do you think, because there's so much coming from the Shabana camp? It's the players. Nilikuwa naongea na ni some Shabana fan tunakuanga naye on Twitter, si Kiplimo. I've forgotten his name. And he was telling me, one, the change of leadership hasn't gone well with the fans and the team. Because kina Dizo, kina Dizo pale, or Dizo now is the captain and his assistant. So there's kuna hiyo msukumano ndio ifike to a point where the fans are dissatisfied.
Sikusikii vizuri Lamo.
Oh, nasema now.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I was talking about Shabana and Zoya, and I was talking to someone on Twitter, and he was telling me the camp, what is going inside the Shabana camp is fans and players in the dressing room alike are not happy with the change of management on the pitch in terms of captain. Dizo is now the captain and he has his assistants. But it's like the other players have shown their dissatisfaction at that decision that has come from the management. And of course, if you consider pia Sam ameenda, so hiyo change at the top na pia kwa team inaleta confusion ama sijui ni confusion ama but it has brought about unrest. So what we are seeing is a team that is not playing as a team. The same way you've said about FC, it is the same way with Shabana. So today's game, if you consider that both of them are coming from losses, it is like a redemption for the both of them. But ukiona venye kuko, I don't expect Shabana to do anything much from the previous game yenye walipigwa huko. So hii ni game ingine, it will be, for me, it will, I don't think it will have any positive results for both of the teams. I see another draw. Mind you, Shabana have not won a game at home huko Homa Bay. So sijui ni grao ama pia au ni pressure ama ni wako tu chini, they do not have the quality.
Yeah, for me, I won't speak much about Shabana. I think a lot has been said. This is a loss for them. Nzoia they will look to maximize on this confusion, and it's just they'll win because I think they drew away to Talanta, won at home against Kariobangi Sharks. They'll also win against Shabana, so it will leave Shabana in more panic mode huko chini. I had thought of the new coach bounce, but it's not a new coach as such. It's more of a caretaker, assistant coach taking over. So too much changes in the team. So we don't know what to expect. Advantage in Zoya, 1-0 win away on the road.
I think I agree with you. I don't see anything happening. I don't see any positive coming from the Shabana camp. Ni machozi tu tena pia hii weekend. So for that, I am also with you. 1-0 to Nzoia or 1-1. So the last game, which is, it's not the last game of the day. The last game of the day is Gor Mahia Murang'a, of which we have talked about in length. So the other game we haven't talked about is Tusker Nairobi Stars. Matano unaona kijiridim?
Yeah, I think Tusker have a very good record against City Stars. So City Stars were just lucky to win against Leopards. They found a lot of errors. And I think Tusker, there's a lot of drama in between, but you see players now to wanapuliza na kuma. So it's a win for them, a comfortable win for them against City Stars. Yeah.
I don't think it will be a comfortable win for them. I wouldn't be surprised if they drop points again. There's so much confusion with Tusker as well.
They will not allow a third loss. They will just win that one.
A draw.
Tusker has very good history against City Stars, so I don't think that will end now. Unajua kuna teams husema hata kama tuko mbaya, kuna teams zenye haziwezi kututisha. I know City Stars have had that lucky bounce that you saw. The Leopards match might be deceiving for guys to think that they can pull similar stunt and go into a match very open. You saw the way they were taken care of in the last minutes. They lost that shape and everything. It's Tusker will easily win though. They have not lost against City Stars anyway in a long time. So the worst is a draw, but then Tusker will smash these guys. Expect a 3-1 win or something like that.
Do you think this is the game that probably Kapaito regains his form? Because we keep on asking that after every game, after every game, after every game.
I don't think Kapaito is the question here. I think it's just teamwork. So Kapaito may not really get in the groove this leg, maybe second leg. So, but overall, I think Tusker will get a win for this one and redeem themselves.
Yeah, and just a correction from Nani Bondo Anto hii game by the way inachezwa macha by the way. Haiko Ruaraka.
Very good ground for Tusker. Very good
Yeah.
ground for Tusker. So
Huko
it's a win for them.
huko wanacheza ball kwa ka.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I think that rounds up our game week 11. So you have said Sharks win versus Bandari.
Yep.
Bidco KCB you've said KCB Bidco you've said KCB or draw.
No, I said a Bidco win.
Oh, I was just checking. Najua of course uko hapo kwa Bidco. I won't ask about Leopards, of course. We know for you it's a win.
Leopards, I've told you, it's Leopards need to turn up, otherwise it's a Posta Rangers with the advantage. So
Even
if they win, it's an advantage.
even without their captain.
Yeah, they still have they're still the team to beat. So it's a Posta Rangers with advantage. That's why I said if Leopards get beaten, it will be an issue. So Posta Rangers win here.
True.
Comfortable 2-0 win.
Shabana Nzoia, you said
Nzoia win
1-0. Tusker and the Stars of Nairobi from Nairobi.
2-0 win Tusker.
And finally, Gor and Muranga Sales.
0-0 draw or 1-1. Yes,
I will go with a very comfortable win for Muranga. Anto Pole, but a very comfortable win for Muranga.
Let's compare notes. So your result for Sharks?
The Sharks will win. Sharks will win 2-1.
KCB Bidco, you said it's a draw.
Yes.
Leopards, you said it's a Posta Rangers win.
3-1.
Shabana, you said it's a Shabana win.
Yeah, there's no way Shabana. I don't see them winning. They can. I'm not saying it's not a probability, but I feel they will lose this 1-0 or draw. The best for me, I feel it's a draw for them if they get any points from that game.
Tusker,
of course, Tusker. I feel this is where they try and turn. This is their turning point because of the fact that they are playing in Machakos.
Okay.
So
Gor
Muranga win. Muranga bana. What are you telling me? Gor na hiyo kasi yao ende waipeleke sako umuina sako ingie job.
Sawa. Good. I think it's also time for me to leave to Lindsay Complex. It's been nice chatting. Let's compare notes after the matches.
Haina shida, bro.
And maybe if the network will be okay, we might see we can go live while at the two different stadiums just to check on the atmosphere.
Oh yes. I'll be nataka pia mimi prepare and go watch Gor getting whooped. Whips.
See you, man. Cheers.
Thank you for joining me. It's been real. Tuonane Saturday. See you.
Sawa.
Wazi.